Good morning to you. Mark Sudduth, HurricaneTrack.com, here with your Hurricane Pro and HD video blog for the 24th of June, 2013. In the eastern Pacific, Tropical Storm Cosme out here, well off the coast of Mexico, as you can see, quite a bit farther to the south and east of Cabo San Lucas even, and the Gulf of California up here. Even if it becomes a hurricane as it makes that turn more towards the west, it could still send a few ocean swells up this way, increasing the surf for people who like to take advantage of that. For your average beachgoer, just keep an eye on surf conditions in that region. Overwhelming surf can be a problem with these systems. Other than that, though, this will move on away from the Mexican coastline and not provide any direct impacts whatsoever. A little bit of cloud cover, a few rain bands trying to make their way on shore now, as this is a large envelope of energy, a very large circulation with the tropical storm trying to consolidate itself. As it moves on off towards this colder water, though, that consolidation process won't matter much because the water temperatures being cooler than where it is now, it'll begin to weaken and fade away, and that will be that. But at least it's not going to be an impact directly to the Mexican coastline. Looking at this last third of June that we're passing through now, the 21st through the 30th, this is a points of origin of all tropical storms and hurricanes over the past 100 years or so. One lone development area off of Africa, another one here just southeast of the Windward Islands. Everything else is confined to the western basin, with the Gulf of Mexico actually becoming the hot spot in the Atlantic basin for this 10-day time period. So you can see that things generally aren't supposed to be very active even as we round out the month of June. Normally the southeast Pacific here stays the most active, as we're seeing now with the formation of Tropical Storm Cosme in the eastern Pacific. Alright, and that should probably be the norm for the next several days in the Atlantic. This won't break any precedents as we see very little convection, none in the Gulf of Mexico, just a little bit here. In the Caribbean Sea, a tropical wave moving through here. Otherwise, very dry conditions for the most part associated with the Saharan air layer and the tropical Atlantic. And then just general sinking motion, strong upper level winds cutting across this way. I mean, there's a reason why things generally aren't very busy this time of June. Climatologically speaking, they usually aren't. As we look at the Madden-Julian oscillation, telling us when things might become more active, currently it's favoring the western Pacific here. Going to move its way around through the eastern Pacific and eventually into the western hemisphere over Africa and into the Indian Ocean, and that usually begins to set things off in the Atlantic. So I think after we get through the first week of July, which is when this goes out to, we should start to look for an increase in convection and the possibility of development in the Atlantic basin. So we still have hopefully another 10 to 14 days before we have to start looking for any more development potential in the Atlantic basin. I think this week will be nice and quiet. We'll keep our fingers crossed, right? Well, I am not going to be in tomorrow with an update. I have an important meeting in Atlanta that I have to attend to. Otherwise, I'll be back on Wednesday. So have yourselves a great rest of your Monday and a Tuesday, and I'll talk to you again on Wednesday. Again, I am Mark Sudduth. HurricaneTrack.com is my site. Always an honor to do these videos for you on Hurricane Pro and HD. I'll have more for you on Wednesday.